So in this video, we're going to take a look at the Spigen Tough Armor Mag case for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. While not their first MagSafe compatible phone case, this is Spigen's first MagSafe compatible Tough Armor case. So we're going to take a close-up look, watch all the way to the end to get a close-up look at this case and to hear what you need to know if you're thinking about buying this product. I've been using the Spigen Tough Armor case for many years now. It's the first case I recommend to someone when they ask me what case should they buy. My wife uses the Spigen Tough Armor case, my parents use the Spigen Tough Armor case, and my in-laws have used this case. So safe to say I have spread this case around. Super tough in terms of drop protection. You get a nice lip around the camera humps, got a nice lip around the front of the case. You have foam inserts on the inside that help with impacts, but also it still feels kind of thin in the hand. It's not a super heavy case. It's not a super, big case on your phone. And it's also affordable. Typically you can pick them up for between $15 and $20. Now with this new MagSafe compatible version, I did find this on Amazon for $25. So this MagSafe version might be just a little bit more expensive. So let's talk about protection. There's three things to highlight here, and I'm gonna zoom a little bit more up close so you can see. So let's see here. Okay, so number one is Spigen has incorporated these yellow foam inserts into the case, and they're very, it's hard to show, but I can press on them and they indent underneath the weight of, or the pressure of my fingers. I'm pressing in on them. That helps with shock absorption. So whenever a case takes a fall, there's going to be less shock to your phone, which might cause a cracked screen, essentially is what it is. The other thing they've done is they've designed air pockets into the corners. You can see where they've branded it Air Cushion Technology up in the corner. And then let's see if we can actually show you one of the air pockets. That one here it is. It might be a little bit, so you'll see just a little bit of a indentation there, kind of a square. Let's see if I can get good lighting on this. There it is. You can see that kind of that cutout. They call it an air pocket, but essentially what that is supposed to do is, again, just like with the yellow foam inserts, it's going to provide some extra drop protection. And I can attest through my usage and my wife's usage, this will protect your phone from drops. Now, obviously every drop is different and your mileage may vary, but I have found this to be an extremely protective case. All right, and third, in terms of protection, put the phone in the case here. You get a very robust lip around your camera humps, your camera lenses, the camera cutout. See a really nice deep lip, and also around the front of the case. And I'm using a screen protector on mine, and it still rises above the screen protector. So if you look right here, you can see without the screen protector how deep that is, and I'm still getting protection even with the screen protector in place, and that goes all the way around the phone. So this is most definitely Slam Boy certified. Thank you, Floss. If you don't know who that is, let me know in the comments. Great channel, great reviewer. You need to go check them out. Let me zoom out a little bit because I want to talk about the next thing. Actually, I'm going to keep it up close a little bit. But the other thing that I love about this case, we've talked protection here, but is the feel in the hand. And one of the things I want to point out is, if you notice, they have beveled, so it's at an angle, a 45-degree angle or so, but they have beveled on both sides the edges of this case. On each of the sides of the case, the top and the bottom, they've essentially created a bevel. So what that does is the amount of side of the case that you have to grab onto is much thinner. So let me zoom out here for a second. So the feel in the hand is really nice. It feels like a thin case because of those bevels, because you're not grabbing on to this, it could be, you know, this thick of a case, but you're really grabbing onto a much thinner feeling case. That's one of my favorite things about this case, is it's a nice protective case, but they've designed some things to give it a really good feel in your hand. I also like, some people may not like this as much, but I like how flush the buttons are. You can see how flush it is to the side of the case. It's flat, but you know, once you, they're plenty clickable, so they click, plenty of click in each of the buttons. Here's the other side, your volume up and down button. And once you get used to the case, you've used it for more than, let's say, an hour, you know where the buttons are and you can feel them. These ridges here, the separation lines, really help you feel between the volume up, the volume down, and then you have a really nice cutout, very easy to access for your mute rocker. No problem at all in terms of reaching that. And then at the bottom here, nice cutout for your power port. Your speaker grills have really good alignment on the case. And just looking around the corner of the case, you can see there's some nice, you know, some design aesthetic here. It's kind of related to the air cushion technology, but you have some lines in the corners. A little bit of Spigen branding. So it's Tough Armor there. On the side of the case, you do get a branding hit on the back of the case right here, but it's not too overt. I don't mind it at all. Nice label for the power button. The Spigen Tough Armor case is also known for having a cutout in the back that reveals the Apple logo. Now I find when I'm holding this phone in one hand, that little area provides a nice area to grab onto with maybe my index finger or maybe my thumb. It gives me something to be able to grasp onto. So there is a little bit of extra grip I feel that's provided by the cutout of that area on the back of the case. There are two differences in this case from previous models. First, you don't get a kickstand. If that's a deal breaker, then keep that in mind. There is no kickstand on this case. There used to be a kickstand on previous models right here. You could flip it out and it'd be a nice little kickstand for you. Second, the previous models were constructed from two different layers of plastic. You had a harder, soft matte outer shell right here. This is that soft matte material, very nice, and a softer rubber interior that would help with drop protection. This case is still kind of made from those two different layers, but those layers would come apart in previous models. And I think it's because of the kickstand. The way the kickstand was built into it, essentially those layers would come apart to accommodate the kickstand functionality. Now this one, the two layers do not come apart. So it is one kind of cohesive case layer or case unit. And I think the reason for that is the MagSafe. Because of how they have the MagSafe embedded, I don't think they would be able to, and to keep it as thin as it is, to separate it. And that's also, you know, the big feature of this case that we need to talk about. That is MagSafe. So the case is fully MagSafe compatible. You can visually see where the magnet is lined up or laid out on the inside of the case. It works great. Here's some B-roll of it charging on a MagSafe puck, so it works just fine. One more thing to note, if you have the gold iPhone 12 Pro Max, I'm not as big of a fan of the color combination with the black case. You know, it's a very light color shining through the back, so it's not really my favorite look necessarily. But, you know, that's just my opinion there. I just wanted to share that with you. If there's one downside to this case, or one thing I'm not as happy about in terms of this case, that's that I picked up the gold iPhone. I love the gold iPhone, but I think for next year's model, I'll probably go with a darker colorway. All right, so that's it. That's the Spigen Tough Armor Mag case. I hope this video was helpful. I hope this video gave you a nice look at the case, answered some of your questions. If it did, give me subscribe down below. Give this video a like, help promote the channel, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what case you're interested in seeing next, or what tech project. Anyways, my name's Chris Staff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.